Well, the biggest challenge is your water. A 5-acre ranchette, a garden hose will take care of your water. But a 20,000 acre ranch, you got to really look at what water developments are there and utilizing them. You also have to realize we did it on a limited cash flow, so our water developments were at a lot slower pace. You know, if you had the money to go in and trench everything in the first year and put in new tanks and new water and new everything, might be an advantage, but probably end up being a disadvantage, because just because you put it in don't mean you put it in the right place. And then after you spend all that money, you're going, I can't move it now. To grow slower and try to learn from your experience from day to day, and then try to do more things right than wrong, not just try to do it fast and do a lot of things wrong that you got to live with because you got too much invested in them. This pond, it was a little old pond that was always here, and then we rebuilt it. And when we rebuilt it, we put in the pipe and stuff. But from the time we rebuilt it, you can tell we had it fenced off, but we had it fenced a lot smaller. This year we went in and we tweaked it and we fenced it a lot further to where we have eliminated a lot more of the erosion, silt erosion. We have a bigger buffer zone above the pond to try to keep the pond cleaner and last longer.
This enclosure is not something that's been here for a long time. And we had it fenced off at one point, and then that was still in that in-between stage where Dad had to start going and working in town, and I wasn't old enough to keep up on some of the things, and this was kind of one of the spots that fell through the cracks. So we have now re-fenced it, so it would be interesting to have you come out here and see this in like 3 or 4 years and see the difference in the impact, because this fence was just recently built. So you're going to see a lot more native grasses coming in and going all the way down instead of the bare dirt and the weeds.
About 700 feet straight east of here, there's a spring developed by the NRCS back in the 80s, and it was conventional spring with a 500-gallon tank. And we went in beside that, took the overflow off that spring and is capturing it into a 10,000-gallon reservoir. And then we laid 700 foot of water line, and it comes down here to this central point. And so we always have about 12,000 gallons of water on storage. The tank holds 1,700, and roughly you get a gallon of water every 4 foot of pipe, 4 to 5 foot of pipe. And then there's actually a cement tank that's up here that was the original spring development. This stream's only impacted 1 out of every 4 days of the summer, so about 25% of the grazing season or less that it actually has cattle against it, and the rest of the time it has a chance to grow vegetation, but they very seldom bother the vegetation that's along this creek anyway.
When you see grass that comes all the way up to the water's edge, you can tell that cattle aren't impacting it, because normally that'll be all sloughed off and bare dirt.
Right. We had a commercial trencher come in and trench in the water lines. And then the spring development was already there. We just utilized what was there, and then we put in the big tank reservoir, which was a 10,000 gallon fuel barrel that came out of the gas station here in Oldsburg that we flushed and then started running water into it and let it overflow for a month or 2 before we started actually using it. This spring during the hot times will drop down to a gallon a minute, which is 1,444 gallons a day. And we had a water demand of about 2,500 gallons a day. And with the rotation on 300 steers, we could come into these paddocks and be here for like 8 days. And we were utilizing our 1,400 gallons of supplied water and 1,000 gallons of stored water. And then we'd be out of here, and then it'd have 20 days to refill the tower. It's worked out real well. There's absolutely takes no energy and no pumped water, and it's all natural.